Mrs. Thomas was 2 weeks away from the expiration time to amend the claim from Hurricane Ian. She didn't know what to do, had no family in town, and was really lost. Let's talk about what we can do in these situations to help avoid what Mrs. Thomas went through. I'm Mitchell, your heels on the ground in the Miami-Fort Lauderdale area. On this channel, we're going to talk about everything probate, guardianship, senior relocation, and more. Let's get into it. I got a call from a lovely woman, Mrs. Thomas. Mrs. Thomas is a widow living in South Florida. She doesn't have any children, but she does have some lovely nieces and nephews in the Pennsylvania area. Unfortunately, when Hurricane Ian happened, she had no plan and no strategy. It's really important when you think about having elderly family members out of town. What would you do? What would be the plan if there is a hurricane? Would they stay in place? Is there an evacuation plan for them to go somewhere? And afterwards, if there was any damage, who would assist that family member in working through the claim with the insurance company? Unfortunately for Mrs. Thomas, she didn't have any plan in place. She called me literally 2 weeks prior to the time that her claim could be amended. I came into her home, which is a beautiful home, but when I walked in, I was really sadly disappointed to see that the drywall was cut from the floor up about 3 feet because she had mold and mold remediation done. She did have a clear mold report, but the drywall had not been replaced, the home hadn't been repainted, and one of the bathrooms, the shower, was completely gutted down to the studs because of the mold intrusion. So here she did have insurance. She had an insurance policy in place. She had the roof replaced, but her roof claim was denied and she paid out of pocket. Fortunately, I know a very good insurance attorney and was able to get him in there quickly. She retained his services, which cost her nothing out of pocket, and is going through the process of having her claim amended so that she can have a general contractor come in, finish the drywall repairs, fix the shower, the flooring, not even fix the shower, it has to be completely rebuilt, flooring, painting, and getting the home in top condition so that she can sell it. If she sold it now, it would have to sell for cash because of the condition, and it would sell to an investor for a bottom price. All of her funds are tied up in their home, and she needs the money from the home for the rest of her life. We're going to go ahead and have everything fixed. It may take 3 or 4 months, just depending on the insurance company and the general contractor, the material supply chain, but when she sells her home, she'll be able to get top dollar. The difference for her is going to be probably about $100,000 between its current condition, would sell for about $400,000, and after it's fixed, will sell for about $500,000. So that difference of $100,000 she would have lost just because she didn't know the people to call or the questions to ask. It really is a cautionary tale. If you have family members living out of state, in Florida, it's hurricanes that we are concerned about, but I know in the Midwest, there's tornadoes, and the concept is the same. What would you have your family do in this type of an emergency? Where would you have them go? And if there was damage, where would you have them go afterwards? And who would walk them through the process of getting things restored after the emergency had passed? Before I brought an attorney in, she was about to settle for pennies on the dollar. It would not have allowed her the monies to fix the home and bring it to the condition that it should be in. She also had a neighbor that was more than happy to buy the home at a bottom price. As I said, it should sell to an investor in its current condition for about $400,000, and the neighbor felt that he could buy it for less than that since there would be no realtor involved. Thankfully, we were able to get in there in time so that the attorney could amend the claim which is going to net her so much more money and allow her to walk away at the end with approximately $100,000 more in her pocket. There are so many predatory people out there, so many investors that offer, we'll be happy to pay cash so that you don't have to pay a commission. The difference, though, is a $400,000 sale versus a $500,000 sale. So obviously the price of commission would be significantly less than what she would have sold for to an investor for cash. So glad that we were able to get in there, and I'm going to continue to update you as we go through the claim and the file process, as well as the renovations. And it's really my hope that in the next 3 or 4 months, we're going to be able to get Mrs. Thomas's home on the market and get her moved up north, closer to her nieces and nephews that are really happy to have her up there, and we'll be able to give her the guidance and support that she needs at this time in her life. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions for story ideas, please let me know. I do take the time to read all of the comments and respond to them promptly, always looking to provide value and to hopefully help you from making some of the mistakes that I've made and that I see other people make every day just because they don't have the information.